Good morning, this is Mrs. Show. Today we're going to review how to solve equations and write equations from sentences and word problems. Today's review is a practice for your test. So we're going to try 11 problems. You should have your notebook and your pencil out. You may use a calculator for your review and for your test. All right, so here's our first question. The sum of twice a number in 16 is negative 10. The directions want us to write the equation and solve it. So how do we write the sum of twice a number in 16 is negative 10? All right, do this one with me. Think about what sum means. Sum means to add, right? So what are we adding? We're adding twice a number in 16. Twice a number means 2 times a number. So 2x in 16, or 2w. Is means the equal sign. Whenever you see the is, that means put equals and then negative 10. So we're translating. Okay, now I want you to solve. So think about drawing your line where the equal sign is. Look at the side with the variable x. Your first step is add or subtract. What do you think we should do? Subtract 16, good. And then you'll get 2x equals, let's see, negative 10 and negative 16 are the same. So we add 10 plus 16 is 26. Should it be positive or negative? Negative, right. Second step is multiply or divide. But what does it mean when 2 and x are written close together? Multiply. So what are we going to do? Divide both sides by 2, right? So x would equal negative 26 divided by 2 would be negative 13, right? All right, put a number 2. What I want you to do on number 2 is try to write the equation. So I want you to pause now, write the equation. When you get done, hit play and we'll check your equation. Okay, so let's look at what you wrote. Product means multiply. We're multiplying 2/3 in a number, so 2/3 x. Is means to write the equals. Did you have 2/3 x equals 8/15? All right, now let's think about how we're going to solve this. If we draw a line here, remember when 2/3 and x are written close together, that means multiply. So in our heads, we're thinking we're going to do the opposite of multiplying, we're going to divide. But remember, we really don't divide fractions. That is not the correct step. What we do is change it to multiply by the reciprocal. So the step here would be to multiply both sides by 3/2, right? Because if I multiply by 3/2, what will happen is my 3's will cancel here, my 2's will cancel here, and I'll get a 1x, and that's what I want. On the other side, do you see the cancellation? Yes, so 2 goes into 8, 4, 2 goes into 2 once. You can also cancel your 3 and 15. 3 goes into 15, 5, 3 goes into 3 once. When we multiply across, we will get our answer, x equals 4/5. All right, let's try 2 more of these. Put a number 3 on your paper. Show me how you write the difference of 2 times a number in 10 is 17. Pause the video now, write your equation. When you get done, hit play. All right, let's see how we did. Difference means subtract. So what am I subtracting? 2 times a number in 10. 2 times a number would be like a 2x. And I'm subtracting 10. Is tells us to write the equal sign, so equals 17. Was that the equation you had? All right, now let's solve it. What's our first step? Add 10, right, so we're going to add 10. We'll get 2x equals 27. What's our second step? Divide by 2, good. So x would equal 13.5 or 13.5. All right, number 4. I want you to show me how you write the quotient of a number of negative 8 increased by 10 equals 20. Pause the video now, try to write your equation. When you get done, hit play. All right, so let's check this. Quotient means to divide. I'm going to use a fraction bar for division. What am I dividing? A number and -8. Well, I don't know what the number is, so that would be my variable, and I'm dividing by -8. Increase by means add, so I'm adding 10, and it equals 20. See if that's the equation you have. All right, let's solve it together. Draw your line where the equal sign is. First step is always add or subtract. What do you think the first step is? -10. Good. So you're going to subtract 10 to get x over -8 equals 10. Second step is always multiply or divide. What is our second step? Multiply by -8. Good. And so my 8's will cancel, and I'll get x equals positive times a negative is a -80. All right. I want you to go ahead and try 5 and 6 on your own. Pause the video now. Remember, show your steps. When you get done with 5 and 6, hit play. All right, let's check. So on number 5, did you add 13.7 to both sides to get a -8.3? Number 6, first you had to subtract 6 because 6 takes away 6 is 0. That cancels. You should get a -14 equals -7x, then divide by -7. So negative divided by negative gives you a +2. All right, if you did okay, we're going to go to 7 and 8. If you didn't, I want you to pause the video and look at it again to make sure you understand. All right, now you're going to try 7 and 8 on your own. Pause the video, show your steps. When you get done, hit play. Okay, now that you're done, let's check number 7. So did you do the opposite of +7 and subtract 7 first? So your first step was -7 minus 7. Then did you multiply both sides by -2? And then 8 times -2 will give you a -16. Number 8 was a little different because on number 8, you had this fraction bar and d minus 3 in the numerator. You couldn't really add 3 because this is a -3 over 4. So what you had to do is the opposite of dividing by 4, which is multiplying by 4 first. Then -9 times 4 is -36. Then you do the opposite of a -3, which is +3. So when you add -36 and +3, you get -33. Okay, if you didn't get those and you need to pause the video, go ahead and pause. If you did okay, we're going to go to 9 and 10. All right, on 9 and 10, okay, I want you to try on your own. When you get done, hit play. Go ahead and pause now. All right, let's see how you did. So on number 9, when 3/8 and x are written close together, that means multiply. But we're not going to divide by 3/8 because we don't divide fractions, we multiply by the reciprocal. So your step was to multiply both sides by 8/3. When you do your cancellation, you should have x equals 2. On number 10, first you had to add 2.8, then divide by 2. Did you get a -2.1? If you need to pause the video to look at these problems more, go ahead and hit pause. If you did okay, we have one more practice problem. All right, on our last problem, what you're going to do is define the variable, write the equation, and answer how many students were in each box. All right, go ahead and pause the video, read your problem, define the variable, write your equation. When you get done solving your equation, click play. All right, so let's look at this. So X is the number of students on each bus. That's what they're asking you to find. There are a total of 331 students. That's why we have equals 331 at the end. Since there are 6 buses and we don't know how many students are on each bus, it's a 6 times X. X is how many are on each bus. And 7 students rode in cars or traveled in cars. So we got 7 more that were in cars. You could have a 6X plus 7 or a 7 plus 6X. When you solve, you're going to subtract 7, then divide by 6. Did you get a 54? All right, pause the video, rewind, go back over this, try these again. Okay, this is a good review for your test. Make sure that you do your exit slip today. How are you feeling about your test tomorrow? You got it? If you are a little confused, please go back and redo the problems in the video. Make sure you've done your practice test and make sure you do your exit slip. Have a good day.